Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon, has declared that he will arrest the opposition leader Tchiroma. He has declared this today after he has officially been declared as the president of Cameroon by the Electoral Commission Board. You know very well that this is something that everyone expected it to happen. Tchiroma came out and said that he is the president and he was elected by the Cameroonian, that Paul Biya was the one responsible of election rigging. So he's not the official president of Cameroon. Right now, as you are talking, the government of Paul Biya has come out and they have said that they must arrest the opposition leader who has been against the government of Paul Biya. What is currently happening in Cameroon and what is currently happening in Cote d'Ivoire, where Alassane Ouattara won with a big margin. Alassane Ouattara, as so many Cameroonians have been against Alassane Ouattara. What is currently happening in Africa? That this head of state that people don't like them are the ones that are clinching this seat. What is currently happening? As you know very well that this is a hot seat. October has been a very busy month. People have been watching out to see what is currently happening here in the world of internet. On our today news, I'm going to unveil to you what has Paul Biya done to his opposition leader, where he has claimed that he's going to arrest him for treason, that he wants to overthrow him, saying that he's the president of Cameroon, yet he isn't the officially president of Cameroon after whatever that the Electoral Commission Board in Cameroon declared about Paul Biya. On our today news, I'm also going to unveil to you the current situation in Tanzania, where the election were being held yesterday. People came out in large number, but so many people didn't vote. So many people went to the street to protest against the budget regime that is being headed by Samia Suluhu. They have said that Samia Suluhu is the biggest woman dictator. People have been naming us Idi Amin Mama, coming out and being against Tanzania. The Tanzanians usually speak in Swahili. On our today episode, I'm going to unveil to you the current plan of Paul Biya and Samia Suluhu and Alassane Ouattara, the president of Cote d'Ivoire. Things aren't falling good nicely here in Africa. That is our objective. That is something that we like our audience to know, the current situation here in Africa concerning election that has been happening currently. Hello guys. Welcome on our today episode. On our today's news, I'm going to unveil to you the current situation in Tanzania. Yesterday there was a big protest where 2 people lost their life in Tanzania the time that they were fighting for their right after the soldiers of Samia Suluhu. People are claiming that Samia Suluhu is a dictator. This is someone that wants to be a president using thorax, and there is nothing that he has done to Tanzanian. Most of the Tanzanians have come out and they have criticized the way that Samia Suluhu is running the government. They have said that he's selfish, he's just thinking about himself. Everything that Samia Suluhu is doing is for his own self-interest. Most of the Tanzanians aren't happy. Something that people are saying that Samia Suluhu is the biggest dictator in Tanzania, using Tanzania for his own self-interest. That is the current news. So 2 people lost their life in that protest that happened yesterday, the time of election. You as a president, the time that you see people that are against you, you come out and fight them, is something that doesn't make sense. It is something that it means that you are doing this for your own self-interest. You should take that into consideration. I know that Samia Suluhu is competing against herself. There is no competitor that is competing. That doesn't make sense. You are competing alone and you want election to be carried on in Tanzania so that you can be seen that as a mother of democracy, that you can be seen that someone that is cheering democracy. Yet, most of the Tanzanians are not happy with the way that you are running the government. They are very annoyed and they don't want you to rule them. Why are you forcing issue? You as a leader, why do you want to force yourself into peaceful people's life? Yet they are not happy. They are not happy with whatever that you are doing. Samia Suluhu, this is a time that you should wake up, a time that you should focus for your own people. You have won because you are competing against yourself. The competitor, opposition leader Tundu Lissu, you arrest him and put him behind bars. Right now, you want to be president with thorax. You know very well that yesterday Tundu Lissu and Kizza Besigye were declared as the African head of democracy in East Africa. That is what has just happened. People that I'm talking about, Tundu Lissu of Tanzania and Kizza Besigye of Uganda, were arrested by their leaders. This is a tactic that this head of state, they have come up with. If they see that you are a bigger competitor, if you see that you are pain in their throat, whatever that they do, they arrest you and release you after election have been carried out. It has happened in Cameroon, it has happened in Uganda, it has happened in Tanzania. So this is not the first time that we are seeing this happening. That is the current news that is happening here in Africa, where the leader of opposition have officially been arrested in Cameroon because of being against the government of Paul Biya, who is 92 years old, and he wants to serve his 8th term. He has been in president right now for so long. He's the longest serving president here in Africa. If you see the government of Paul Biya, it consists of old leaders. It means that this person is just thinking about themselves. They doesn't think about the generation that is coming forward. That is the news that is reaching our desk concerning whatever that is happening in these three countries. Alassane Ouattara also kicked out his biggest competitor so that he can vie alone. It means that these are president that doesn't care about the future. What they care is just about themselves. There is a puppet behind this African president. There is someone that is controlling most of the head of state here in Africa. These people are like puppets, like the president of Cameroon. These are president that is being used as a remote. These are president that is being controlled as a remote. That is the news that is reaching our desk, that Samia Suluhu has officially been declared as the president of Tanzania with immediate effect. We saw it happening. So many people, there was a low turnout in this election voting. So that was meant to happen. That is something that everyone expected it to happen. Until next time, always say game over.